The Chop Chop podcast presented by Who Dat Spirits, where we explore all things food and beverage in the greatest city in the world, New Orleans. I'm Tony.
And I'm Jack Walker, and that's correct. Tony and I run around the city, check out some of the new spots, some of the old classic spots, some of the hot spots, I guess.
Yeah.
Whatever's kind of going on. Then we come back here to the Boot Crew Media Studio in the Lower Garden District, and we get on camera and try to do our best to share them with you guys.
Absolutely. Just letting you guys get to enjoy a little bit of what we get to. So
yeah, New Orleans is a very unique city in itself, and the food and culture here is just one of a kind. And people travel here just for the food, and we feel really fortunate to be able to experience that on a daily basis.
Yeah, and it's crazy as congested and as big as a food scene as New Orleans is, it's still growing.
It really is.
Restaurants are still opening, still pumping through it.
And you know what's crazy? I'm still finding out about spots that have been open for 3 years now, and I never even knew of.
Absolutely. I agree.
Which is pretty cool.
We'll get into it later, but the restaurant we went to today, I've known of for a while, but never been, so yeah, I was glad we got to try it today.
I've never had lunch there. I've had dinner there a couple times. Great spot.
Yeah. So, but it's been a little while since we've been in studio. So yeah, definitely have some catching up. I know both of us have had some great meals since then. So what's it been up to for you?
Man, so I was just speaking about the place that I said has been open for a little while, and I never knew about it. And it's actually down the street from my house over in Mid City, and it's called Sazoo.
Okay. Yeah.
It's a little tiny spot kind of tucked away off of Carrollton Street in Mid City, and it's like American food, things like that.
Right.
But man, they had some really good stuff. Actually, I think I posted on our Instagram, Chop Chop Instagram page, the baby octopus dish.
That baby octopus looked money.
I mean, it was really good. But like, that's one of the spots, Shima ended up finding it on Open Table and just booked it one night, and just randomly we went there, and holy cow, drinks were great, food was great, service was great, but it's super small.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's what I've heard.
Yeah.
And, I've heard, again, I haven't heard of it, but I've known it was open for a little bit. It's not like it opened last week, but
no,
it's not been there for a while. And when we posted that photo, or when you posted that photo, so many people either like, where is this place? I need to go now. Or it was the opposite. It was like, oh, love that place. Been there for, I was like, wow, never even heard of this place.
I know. That's what I'm saying. There's ones constantly open, and then there's those that I've been here for 14 years and that I'm still learning about.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's what's great about this city, man.
Yeah.
Talking about a classic that's been there, I went to, I think it was maybe a few days after our last show, we went to Emeril's. We had an LRA event in the quarter. Kind of CBD area. And I was like, let's go to Emeril's. And we went, and man, it was just unbelievable. And it's recently opened again. They shut down.
It renovated during COVID or something like that?
Yeah, Emeril shut down all of his restaurants through COVID.
Right.
And I know there was some speculation whether he was leaving the city or not.
Well, Delmonico, I don't think reopened, right?
And Delmonico didn't open a few of them.
What about NOLA?
NOLA closed.
Oh, man.
So there was a few. There was some worries that Emeril was skipping town, and
right.
He had mentioned that Merrill's was going to stay open, so that was always known. But when Emeril's, the original, his big spot, his honey hole, when it finally reopened, it brought some liveliness to that neighborhood, because that's such an iconic spot.
It really is, right there on the corner, Julia and Chavatulas.
Yep. So we went. We had a blast. We sat at the chef's table, in quotes. It's kind of like that bar, that looks into the kitchen. Which I just love. Christina and I love to sit at bars anyway.
Well, and you get to see all the action.
Right. But like, this is, that perfect combination of a bar, but you're looking into the kitchen. And we had, we sat behind the station that's closest to you is the saucier, right? Which is the person who does all the sauces for all the dishes. And it was a young lady, and she was very, very good. And the whole time she was making her sauces, she was talking to the guests. So I thought that was cool.
That's like cool,
she's just bullshitting with you. Like, hey, how's the meal? Is everything okay? Like, she dropped, I forgot what it was. She dropped something. No. The person next to her, also another young lady, dropped a steak, you know, like
Oh no.
she opened it from the wrapper and dropped it on the ground. And like she threw it immediately in the trash, but she like looked at us and was like, shh, don't say anything. You know, like it's funny that they're interacting
Well, you
with
get the
customers
entertainment,
like
yeah.
that. Yeah. And you know, she was just like, oh shit, I shouldn't have done that. But like, don't say anything, you know, like, and now we're involved in this funny, you know, scenario. But yeah, the food was phenomenal, but the atmosphere is just better.
Yeah.
You know,
A few of his restaurants are like that. NOLA was like that. They had like a open kitchen concept.
Yeah.
Merrill's is like that too. You can see right into the kitchen.
Yeah.
I think it's a cool concept.
I love that. I've heard
and if you have a good entertaining chef, like Eric Cook, over at St. John or Gregory, man.
If you have someone that's gonna like make it an experience and not just a meal, it blows it out the park. I've heard that that's how his restaurant in, I think it's Destin, is called Coastal. That's like where he always is. That's where he's always popping in and out of. His son EJ, who's also a chef, works there a lot. I've heard that one is like the spot you got to go to.
Maybe we need to make a trip, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Little chop road trip.
Yeah, I'm down with that. But you know, we also had you have any other good spots? I think you had some
so another new spot that I went to, it's a farm to table spot, kind of opened up in the warehouse district, in an old Italian spot next, kind of right by Herb Saint on St. Charles. But it's Le Chat Noir. It's
that used to be Marcello's, right?
That's right. Used to be Marcello's. Yep. They, from what I can remember, the place has been renovated. And it's a farm to table place, so it's a lot of fresh, you know, everything's real fresh. Sheem and I have been a couple times, and then we went with a group of 6 people. I forgot what it was after Zurich Classic, actually. And food was fantastic, man. They were rocking and rolling. They're still getting some of their gears together, you know, being kind of new. But overall, man, it was a great experience. Definitely check it out. It's the same people that do Bearcat, I believe.
Okay, yeah, I think so.
The little brunch spots, which is popping off. They got 2 spots now of that too.
Crushing it.
That's good stuff.
That's good. You know, it is crazy. I mean, speaking of new restaurants, on Cinco de Mayo, Jack and I had a chance to go to Rockin' Sake opened a new concept called Rockin' Taco.
That's right.
And it was a very, 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 very soft opening. It was Cinco de Mayo.
It was like a rushed, soft opening.
Yeah.
Because it was Cinco de Mayo.
Correct. So, you know, they were just like, you know what, we're going to open full bar and put together some tacos, some appetizers, and just drinks. See how it works. And guys, it was awesome.
So yeah, the place is it's down here in the warehouse district, right off South Peters. It's in the old El Gato Negro restaurant. But man, they renovated that restaurant and it looks badass. Yeah, the bar is new.
It's beautiful.
It's really beautiful. And they weren't even finished yet.
Yeah, that's what was crazy. Like, think of a Spanish restaurant, like a taco spot, but very, very elevated. It was beautiful, high tops and good, nice black tile that they were putting up, and a green tile. It looked stunning. It's gonna be very cool.
And it has the same vibe as Rockin' Sake.
Correct.
So it's like you go in, you get ready for a party, you're gonna have great food, you're gonna have great drinks, and then they also building out a little lounge next door to the restaurant. So you eat your tacos and you walk on over, and it's not a very big place. It's probably like maybe a little smaller than a Prey.
Right. Yep.
But they're going to have a whole lounge there. It's going to be an opportunity to, grab some after dinner drinks or even before dinner drinks. But it's a cool place, man. It was real cool.
It is. Logan, what I thought was cool about it is Logan said that their menu, when they're fully open, is going to have anything from the same $5 tacos that you and I got, upwards to like an $85 tomahawk steak.
Right.
So it's a place where you can go and it can be very fancy and a nice dinner, or you can just grab some street tacos if you're drunk after leaving the lounge, So
it'll be an elevated experience, I feel like, but with, some simple food and some really complex.
I don't know of a spot in New Orleans that's like that, besides maybe Covington, but besides the Après / Desi Vegas
I see what
place
you're saying,
that they have in Après, but I don't know of a spot in the city that is a lounge / club and a restaurant. Maybe I'm wrong.
I'm trying to think of any.
The only thing I know of that's like that is the Desi Vegas / Après in Covington.
Okay.
But yeah, in the city, I don't know. So I think it's gonna be really cool. I think they have a great concept on their hands that can do really well.
And look, who doesn't love tacos and who doesn't love tequila?
Yeah.
And that's like what they're going to be specializing in. And
that's what I think. I think under their logo it says Rockin' Tacos, Taco and Tequila Bar. Okay. I think that's like the full name. So
well, yeah, we'll keep you posted on it. It's not open yet. I think Logan said another 2 weeks or something like that.
Yep.
So as soon as it opens, I know we're going to be going back and getting the full experience. So we'll definitely come back to the studio here and share that with all of you guys.
Absolutely. So, but we had a great spot today. For those of you who haven't been, getting over and try Lillette. It's on Magazine Street.
Yep.
Right before Napoleon, I guess, if you're heading towards the city.
I don't even remember the cross street.
Yeah. And guys, we got phenomenal.
GPS these days.
Yeah, right. I guess we don't have to tell people addresses anymore. Just look it up. It's 2022.
But yeah, Lillette, it's actually I didn't know it was open for lunch. I've only ever been for dinner.
And if I'm not mistaken, I think it's just open for lunch Thursday through Sunday.
But man, we had a late lunch, so it wasn't very busy when we went. But it's such a great, well-lit spot, like in the restaurant itself.
Yeah,
because it's got all the big windows. It lights up the place really nice. It's a beautiful spot, whether you're trying to have, a business lunch or you're trying to just have like, one of those classic New Orleans style lunches.
Right. And it's kind of like, I could see if it was later on at night, you can feel like you're kind of escaping the city a little bit. Like you feel like you're in a hidden spot, but you're not. You're on Magazine Street. But man, it was cool. The atmosphere is great in that place. It's beautiful.
It's beautiful. And then they have more outside seating than I had initially thought. I always thought it was just the seating like that they have along the sidewalk.
Right.
But they actually have like little courtyard seating in the back of Lillette.
There's like maybe, I think 4 tables on the like actual corner, like where you kind of walk in. And then, if you walk down that side street a little bit, you'll see some maybe
like exclusive tables,
4 or 5, kind of courtyard tables, but are hidden.
Like one table was on its own by itself on the
porch,
on the deck. Mm-hmm. Like you had that whole thing to yourself.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's real cool.
Great date night spot.
Yeah, definitely.
But it was fun. We started with drinks as usual. I got the sidewalk side. And it was not fruity, so that's kind of cool.
It still looked a little fruity. It had a big old wedge of grapefruit sticking out, so don't let him fool you. He's still got a fruity ass drink.
Just a little sidebar on this. We went to the Garth Brooks concert and we stayed at La Berge, and I got a drink, and of course it came out and it was like the fruitiest drink I've ever been served. And I think my wife texted it to you.
Yes, she did.
It was like a martini glass that was the size of my head with like a melon wedge, and it was green and like some pink garnish. I was like, man, I can't escape it.
It was so pretty. It was
but guys, it was good. So it was the sidewalk side. It's a vodka-based drink. It's got Cointreau, grapefruit, a little grapefruit garnish, but it was delicious. It was like I want to say maybe close to a Paloma, but vodka. It was very, very good. I thought it was delicious.
Yeah, and I ended up getting the Boulevardier, I think is how you say it.
Yeah.
And it's a bourbon drink. It was served like in a real classic cocktail glass. It's not soaked over ice. It's up. Had a bourbon Campari and some Rosso vermouth. I'm not the biggest fan of vermouth, but overall the drink was great. Had a couple
cherries, right?
Yeah,
maraschino cherries,
maraschino cherries in it, and it was a great bourbon drink. I love my whiskey and my bourbon, so it was nice. I enjoyed it.
Look good. And then we started with probably one of my favorite pasta dishes. We had some gnocchi.
Man, so
and
good.
The gnocchi was very good. It was kind of done in a brown butter cream sauce, topped with sage. It was unbelievable. The gnocchi was so fluffy. It was good.
Yeah, it was a rich dish.
Yeah, it was like I ate, I feel like the majority of it. And
I don't do well with cream sauce.
Yeah. Before the mains came out, I was like, fuck, I ate too much gnocchi. But that's kind of the story of my life.
And then your main had more gnocchi.
It did. So.
But overall, man, that gnocchi was phenomenal. If you're a fan of any type of gnocchi, definitely go check that out and just bring an empty stomach with you because you'll need that. And then we ended up getting the crudo of yellowfin tuna, which was the appetizer special.
Yeah, it was like this one of the specials of the day. That was really, really good.
Yeah, it was light, refreshing.
It was a cucumber miso vinaigrette, and then it was topped with orange, pistachio, and mint.
Yep.
Nice, it was very refreshing.
Yeah, nice, refreshing. It was much lighter than the
it was like two opposite sides of the spectrum.
Yang, but overall very delicious.
So. It was good. Anything with like cucumber and mint and orange, like it's gonna be very refreshing. It's a good summer dish.
Definitely.
I thought it was great.
Works perfect for these hot days in NOLA.
It's 90 degrees outside today, so it was perfect.
May and sorry, this hot.
If we would have been eating outside, that tuna would have been cooked.
Probably.
It was good though. It was very good. And then I had surprise, more gnocchi, but it came with the braised lamb shoulder, which was really, really good.
It looked delicious,
rich. It didn't have. I like lamb in general, so this wouldn't have mattered to me, but it didn't have a real strong lamb flavor. I know some people, like my wife, if it's like real strong, she could smell it and won't even look at it.
Right. That's how I am too. I like lamb, but I want give it to me real light.
Yeah. But it was very, very good with semolina gnocchi, which was kind of like a basic gnocchi. It wasn't like the first gnocchi we had. It was just a basic semolina flour gnocchi. So a little bit more gritty. Really, really good with sauteed spinach, and it was phenomenal.
Yeah, it wasn't covered in cream sauce.
No, it was not. It was just sauteed, like almost blackened on each side, and just put on top of the braised lamb. It was really, really good.
It looked really delicious.
Yeah, very good.
And I ended up with the roasted Muscovy duck breast, and it came with it was a beautiful piece of duck breast, cooked perfectly, had a nice little crunch to it, had the leg, I guess, sticking out of it. It had a cauliflower polonaise as well, which that was actually some of the best cauliflower I've had in a while.
I love cauliflower.
Yeah, it's such a great little dish.
Great side dish.
And then it also had the sauteed spinach as well. But that duck breast was cooked to perfection, man. It was fantastic. Like I said, it had a great crunch on it too. So
and they had two different types of duck on the menu, didn't they?
Yeah, they also had a duck confit.
Right, for an appetizer.
That was an appetizer dish. So
I'm a sucker for duck, man. So good.
Yeah, I'm a big duck fan. I'm a big steak fan too, and I've had the steak here before. I've had the skirt steak at Lillette, and they did fantastic.
Yeah, I extra hanger steak,
which is actually one of my favorite cuts of meat.
Right. That's a good one. When it comes
to beef,
I extra because I was a little torn. I wanted the hanger steak, but sometimes, especially if we're doing something like this and we're going to talk about it, I feel like there's not much you could talk about a hanger steak. It's just either cooked really good or not, and it comes with fries, so there's not really. So she was like, get the lamb, and I'm glad I did, because the lamb was phenomenal, but the steak looked good. Yeah,
and our server, her name was Kevy. She was excellent, man.
Very good, very attentive. It's just a great spot. I'm definitely, once the wife, the baby's due in 6 weeks. Once we have like a whole list of places we're going to go after the baby.
A whole like date night spots.
Right. That's definitely going to be on the date night list, because it's just this little getaway, almost like Seaworthy is, right? Once you're in it, you don't feel like you're
right. It's a cool. And it's so cool. So right next door to it is the Bullany.
Yep.
Bullany Tavern, which is a great cocktail / bar place, and you can start there, then go to Lillette, or you can go to Lillette, then go to grab some after dinner drinks.
Right.
And I feel you can order food too at the Bullany, and I believe I might be wrong. Somebody might have to correct me, but I think it comes from the Lillette kitchen.
Oh, really? That's cool.
Yeah,
I did not know that.
I might be mistaken though. Somebody correct me on that if I'm wrong.
It's been some tipsy nights, but I've been there for drinks. That's about it. But I've never been in that. It was an actual thought to go there. It was just maybe a wing, and we went and grabbed drinks.
That's a good spot to end up at, man.
Absolutely.
So they got a lot of local New Orleans, I guess, figures kind of go hang out there and drink too. So
man, the whole area this area of Magazine is just awesome. I mean, there's so many great spots for everything that you can do. Someone's going to find something on Magazine Street that fits them perfect.
Definitely. So it's an eclectic place too. There's all types of different things here.
Yeah.
But it all works so well together.
You can have like the greatest place to eat, like Lillette, and then 10 feet down, you have like a dirty tattoo shop. You know, like it's just like, man, that's Magazine Street. Yeah.
Yep. And you'll probably see one of the local chefs getting a tattoo there.
Correct. Yeah. So, I mean, that's what's cool about it. Yeah. Magazine Street is just a dream. So it's so cool.
Yep. Well, New Orleans in general.
Yeah.
And like we keep saying, the food here is fantastic. So,
yeah. And there's so many, I was just talking to Jack about this today at lunch. There's so many restaurants that are on the horizon too. Yeah. Like it is just ever growing. People are just like, we're going to open, I can't remember the chef's name. But there's a local chef that moved to Alabama and got his fame in Birmingham.
Okay.
And now he's taking over the old, is it Cabin? Yeah.
Where?
What's the place on Magazine Street? I thought it was Cabin. Not Cab. It's one of those, but he's opening another restaurant.
Okay. On Magazine Street.
On Magazine Street. Michael Galata is going to open that Italian place on Metairie Road.
Okay. Love a good Italian spot.
Oh God, who doesn't? Jeez. There's a Rocket Saki opened another like omakase restaurant.
That's right.
I think I
haven't been there yet.
Bistoro, I think's the name of it.
We need to get some reservations.
Yeah,
for that.
I mean, it's blowing up. It's great to see that.
I love it. Yeah,
especially after the last 2 years that the restaurant industry has had. It's good to see that people are still like, yeah, fuck it, I'm still gonna.
It's bouncing back. Look, one of my best friends is a bartender in New York City, and he texted me yesterday, and he goes, "Hey man," he goes, "I hear the restaurant and bar scene is blowing up in New Orleans."
Yeah.
That's
like, crazy.
I'm like, you hearing that over there? He goes,
in New York City. Yeah.
He goes, he's been wanting to come back for a while. And he's like, I really like considering coming back now. Because he goes, I feel like there's a lot of opportunity for people with my skills there.
Right.
So
it is. It's just like after Katrina, right? The city came back harder, right? They were like, we're gonna come back and we're gonna come back better than ever. And it's like COVID destroyed restaurants, right? Like it was a rough 2 years for the whole food and beverage industry and the whole hospitality industry. And it's like, we're basically telling COVID, fuck you, you can't keep us down.
Yeah. You're not going to stop us.
Yeah. We're going to come back even stronger and blow it up. So it's great to see.
It is
great to see.
It's awesome. I mean, and it was crazy. We lost so many restaurants during COVID, but we also had some great ones to open up during COVID too.
Absolutely. I think it was
so cool.
A time where chefs got to kind of rethink some of their stuff and be like, you know what, if now's not the time, I'm going to take a risk, might as well do it now, so it's cool to see that it's blowing up. It's going to be fun.
I'm excited for what we have in the future for New Orleans and the culinary scene here. So
and we have on the horizon, we are going to be eating at Saint Germain, which is a finalist for the James Beard Award.
Man, I can't wait.
Which I'm excited for you because I've already been.
Right.
But the cool part about it is there's no menu. It's just a tasting. It's just you sit down, shut up. We're going to feed you some good food. And that's that's what's even cooler about it. So I'm going, but it's basically going to be like I'm going for the first time because it's going to be a completely
different
menu. Yeah.
Right.
You know what's cool too about it?
I'm sure they do like it's whatever seasonal too. Huh?
Yep.
Okay.
It's a wine bar too, a French wine bar where you can just go in at any time and sit down at the bar.
Okay.
But then there's like a little living room. It's an old New Orleans home.
So cool.
And there's like a little living room with maybe 6-7 tables. And that's the reservation only part. I mean, I booked this was maybe 2 weeks ago. I told you I booked it, and we still have to wait another month to go, so
get your reservations in, folks.
Correct. Right. Them and Mosquito Supper Club are finalists for the James Beard Award. So
that's so awesome to see. They've got to be so proud of what they've done.
Awesome. So. Especially the Saint Germain guys are just two guys that, just been busting their ass for. Christine and I went right when COVID hit. Like COVID hit in March. I think we went in April.
Wow.
And it was unbelievable.
That's awesome.
So yeah, I'm glad I'm glad that
Glad
we
they
get
made
to
it
go.
through it too.
Absolutely.
So
They came back stronger. Look at
Right.
that. I mean, they're finalists. So
That's
glad they
awesome.
pushed through it.
They're doing something right.
Yep. Well,
All
I
right.
think that's it, guys.
That's all we got. Just keep checking in. We're gonna keep giving you the good stuff from New Orleans, and
yeah. Keep eating, guys.
Keep eating New Orleans.